You've clicked on the video, so you already know what's going on. It's an Ana guide. Everyone loves Ana. She's probably one of the healthiest characters for the games. She requires a metric ton of skill to utilize at her highest, but she actually isn't too hard to pick up for new players. She's not oppressive to play against, and she doesn't have a 30 seconds undo an oopsie button. She doesn't CC you to get kicked for being AFK, and most importantly, she's fair to play against. So, in this video, I'm going to talk about and explain everything that you need to know if you want to step up your Ana game, or just pick her up to try something new. But before we get into the video, let me just say that it has been a while since I said I was supposed to upload, and well, I was having massive PC problems. It basically became like the Supreme Brick. It was an expensive box of usefulness, and well, I fixed it now. And on an unrelated note, does anyone want a motherboard that's 100% healthy condition and doesn't restart for no apparent reason? I've just got a spare one. But I'm back now, so if you enjoyed the video or learned something new, why not leave a like and subscribe if you're not already. But hey, let's get right into Ana's kit. Ana has 200 HP, which is made up entirely of normal health, which is the stock standard for most characters, especially within the support role. Ana's primary weapon is her biotic rifle. Her biotic rifle is quite versatile and serves as both her main DPS option and her main healing option. If you shoot a teammate, she will heal them, and if she shoots an enemy, it will deal damage. The biotic rifle fires at a rate of 1.5 shots per second, which is actually quite slow, so each shot counts. These shots are also fast moving projectiles, so over range these shots will require a little leading and will take time to reach their target. If you shoot a teammate, it will heal them for 70 health over 0.6 seconds. This leads to a total of 87.5 health a second. If Ana shoots an enemy, she will also deal 70 damage over 0.6 seconds, which will also lead to a DPS of 87.5. It's pretty straightforward. Shoot people and 70 healing or 70 damage will happen depending on who you shoot. But there is a little more to her biotic rifle. If you use your secondary fire, Ana will actually scope in. While scoped, two things change. First, her shots are now hit scan and will leave a tracer line behind when shot, and she also receives a minus 65% movement speed penalty. This allows her to very accurately hit her sniper shots and can actually make her a serious threat to most characters. Some last things to note about her weapon: it has 12 ammo and takes 1.5 seconds to reload the entire clip, and her weapon cannot headshot, so just aim for center of the mass to hit your shots. Now, onto her first ability, which is Sleep Dart. It is probably one of the most skillful and fair CC abilities in the game. It is a projectile skill shot with a cast time, so it can be hard to learn at first, but it can be one of the most crucial abilities to land in the game. When activated, Ana will pull out her little dart gun, and after the 0.3 second cast time, she will shoot out a projectile. If that projectile hits an enemy, they will be put to sleep. Sleep is a unique form of crowd control that only Ana possesses. Slept targets are knocked to the ground and will wake up after the 5-second duration of the sleep ends, or if they take any amount of damage. The waking up animation takes 0.5 seconds, so you still are unable to control your character while waking up. The sleep dart does actually deal 5 damage, so it is technically possible to get kills with it, which I can say is actually really funny and does put a smile on my face. But sleep dart has a 12-second cooldown. Ana's second ability is Biotic Grenade, and in my opinion, this ability has the highest potential out of any ability in the game. When activated, Ana will toss out an arcing projectile that will explode when it contacts either a surface, enemy player, or a teammate with missing health. When it explodes, it will have a different effect based on what team you're on. To teammates, it will instantly heal 100 health and make all healing they receive increase by 50% for the next 4 seconds. And if you're on the enemy team, the nade will deal 60 damage and will anti-heal you, meaning that for the next 4 seconds you will receive 0 healing. Ana normally heals for 87.5 health a second, but with Nades she can now heal for 131.25 health a second, which is more than 4 times Zenyatta's and 2 times Mercy healing, as well as just having the ability to stop healing on the enemy team. So you can probably see why this is such a strong ability. So have a second to guess the cooldown of this bad boy. If you guessed 10 seconds, you are correct. Congratulations. But for this ability's strength, it does have a really short cooldown, but in the grand scheme of things, it is actually balanced. Finally, Ana's ultimate is Nano Boost. Nano Boost is only activatable on a teammate. When used, your selected target will receive an instant 250 health and will become empowered. Over the Nano Boost's 8-second duration, the empowered target will take 50% less damage and deal 50% more damage. For those non-math inclined individuals, if your nano target was supposed to take 100 damage, they will only receive 50, and if they were meant to deal 100 damage, they would do 150. This is a great ultimate at setting up your teammates to wipe teams or reinforcing them as they get blasted on the front line. One important thing to remember is that it does have a 0.15 second cast time, which means it can be cancelled if either you get stunned in the animation or your target dies in the animation. It's really frustrating and you want to avoid it. Whew. That's everything Ana has within the kit, so let's go over the things that you need to know as Ana to succeed and get the most out of the character. Let's start with your sleep dart combo. If you hit a sleep dart, there are a couple things that you and your team can do to confirm the kill. For example, Ryan can pin in, or a sniper can hit a headshot. What do you do if you're all alone with a sleeping flanker? Well, there actually is a combo that you can do if you time it right. The combo is an unscoped shot, nade, and unscoped shot. This deals a total of 200 damage and is your bread and butter combo. However, there is an issue when doing this on a slept target. It is not fast enough, and they can react before their second shot comes out. But, if you time it right, it is possible to do the combo right before they can react. This works because right before the end of the sleep duration, as they're about to stand up, damage will not actually wake them up. So, if you time it right, you can do the combo in time. My advice is just to go into a custom game or training range and just practice and listen for an audio cue to know when you should be shooting. But knowing this will help you take out targets before they can even fight back, and it's really important at staying alive as Ana. Talking about staying alive as Ana, I know this is pretty obvious, but it's really important, so let's just go over a couple things to remember to stay alive. As Ana, your only way of healing yourself is by hitting yourself with a grenade, which means if you're low, there is no way that you can be used on enemies or teammates unless you are point blank with them. So try not to take any poke damage and have to heal yourself. The easiest way to stay alive as Ana, as well as any other character, is positioning. You're extremely immobile, so you can't really escape, so you need to be standing in a position where you cannot be dove or collapsed on by the enemy team. This often means standing around indoors and behind your team. Another really important thing about positioning is sight lines. You need to stay out of the enemy's sight lines, but within your teams. This is the easiest way not to get shot and still be able to heal. But let's say you position well, but a Winston or a Hammond found you and you're getting got. What should you do? Well, first, if you can, call for your team for assistance. But as Ana, actually you do have quite a lot of self-heal. You can use your nade to instantly heal yourself for 100 health, and you also have a CC ability that lasts for up to 5 seconds, which is more than enough time to run and live. So, you are very reliant on both your abilities to peel for yourself. So you have to make the decision to either use them aggressively to fish for a kill, or save them to peel for yourself. Let's talk about my favourite part about playing Ana, making one of your teammates immortal. Ana's ability to continuously heal a single target is ridiculous, and one of the most satisfying things you can do. As, at the end of the fight, your teammates truly question just how they survived through it all. For this example, just assume I'm talking about your team's Reinhardt, as he's my favourite tank to play with as Ana. If Ryan starts to get to a critical health, you can unscope shot, nade, unscope shot, and nano, which will add up to 662.5 health in about a second. And then for the next 3 and a bit seconds, Ryan will receive extra heals as well as taking 50% damage reduction, which all adds up to insane survivability for the nano target, as they massacre the entire enemy team. I just did the math, and if you're constantly healing your nano target while they have the healing buff, the enemy team needs to be doing a DPS of 394 just so the Reinhardt's health does not go up. Which, I don't know, man. That number just sounds funny, because it's more than a transcendence, but it is only onto a single target, and you can miss and let your Ryan just die. But still, I really enjoyed the fact that you can do this. Let's talk about one final concept, hitting your biotic nades. Hitting a fat nade can literally just lead to a one fight. It's that simple. Not only does it remove all the healing from that target, it also highlights them for our little monkey brains, and most of the time your team will actually focus fire. There are a couple of ways you can sneak nades into the enemy team. The first one is by far my favourite, and that's just lobbing it into the air. With enough practice, you can just look up the sky and aim your nade to hit them where they will be in a couple of seconds. And there are actually a lot of set spots you can find and just chuck the nade, but I personally never have looked them up because I always just chuck them, and I figured I have enough practice to aim them. But the most consistent way to hit them is actually from high ground. This gives you a good arc to throw it over a shield, or if they're right below you, onto their tanks, and it works just a lot of the time. Another way is to literally just walk past the enemy team's shield and just nade them just straight on the ground. It's extremely dangerous and I don't recommend it, but hey, it is still a possibility to get that clutch nade. But let's say you have no angle and you can't easily get a nade around the shield. How do you get the anti to hit? Well, you can actually throw your nades to hit walls behind the person, and if they're close enough, the nade will hit them. This is great at choke points where Ryans, Orisas or Sigmas just tend to stand with shield up, and since there's a choke point, it has walls, so you can just yeet that bad boy and hear those hit markers. Anyway guys, that's all I had to say about my honor guide, and technically was my second honor guide, as the first guide I ever did was for honor, and well, that was over a year ago, and I make better videos than I did back then, and I wanted to play honor, and I had no other footage, so that's why I didn't do a different character. But for my next video, it will likely be Reinhardt, probably, but you know, don't quote me. But if you enjoyed the video or learned something new, why not leave a like and subscribe. Till next, see you then.
My phone lights up, but it's never you. I can't help but feel so lonely, and all these things that I can't undo. I'm falling apart so slowly.
Oh, they're coming.
They're
bro.
coming, we can win this.
Good luck.
No, it's hacked. Get the Reaper, get the Reaper.
No, I'm watching though.
He's one shot.
You can put me in the video. Come on, one shot, one shot. One shot. Put me in the video.
Wait, what's going on over there? There's people moving.